Okay, so as more people are going to be loading in, we are ready to go for RPL F1 Season 7. We have now entered round number 4 here in RPL. We are going to be at a brand new track. This time, we are at the Miami Autodrome in Miami, Florida. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ironwolf. Here we go. We have a unique event, to say the least. We're trying to figure out who else is going to be showing up in the event. But, well, let's just say this. Last week, we had 12 people not appear in the event, but we had 19 compete. This time it's slightly less, only 10 not going. But we'll have to see. Maybe we'll have all of them filled up. So, let's take a look at our crew here today. So, in Mercedes, we have Blonde and the Chiller. Blonde taking over for TSR Cryptic, who's not here. Red Bull, we have Jack and JPJF. JPJF filling in for Scyther, our point leader, because apparently an RPL championship race, apparently a WOR social event is more important than the RPL championship. So, Ferrari, we have Luke and Polygon. These two may be a formidable team. I picture these two to be the favorites going into this event. McLaren, we have TV and British Formula 4 driver Joseph Loki. He is back here for RPL. Alpine, we have Red Fire Tiger, and returning back to RPL, I don't even remember the last time we've ever seen this lad. We have RPL Savage back in RPL this time, taking over for Egg. Joseph Loki, by the way, filling in for Ads, by the way. Let's see. So, PSR Boots is not here in AlphaTauri. JPJF is in Red Bull. So we have an entire new group for AlphaTauri. We have Trat Racer, who competed in F2 earlier today. More on that part later. And loaned from Ferrari Academy, QBR20 Term, who competed in Haas for the first 3 rounds. Came close to points a couple times, but bad luck seems to be striking his way. Aston Martin JDM Haters is back and making his Formula 1 and RPL debut. Philodent. Never heard of him, but I wonder how well he will do. Williams Depth Knights is in for F1 tonight. It's been a few weeks since we saw Depth Knights. I believe, if my memory's right, F1 Mexico last season was the last time we saw him, about a month ago. Actually, no, Term has switched to Haas, but he's partnered with Chungus. Interesting group there. And Alfa Romeo, FGE Stenner, hoping to get some good points. He has been doing pretty decently. Hopefully he will do great. And we have Maxwell in the Alfa Romeo. So 18 drivers, 1 AlphaTauri, 1 Williams missing, and we are ready to launch. We are ready to go. So here we go. Let's go into a couple of the stats from last week's event. So last week we were at Imola, where we had our sprint and our main race. The winner from both races, it was Scyther, continuing his dominant stretch. And, his dominant stretch. But the rest of the top 3 from the sprint event, it was the Mercedes pair of TSR Cryptic and the Chiller. And in the main race, it was Maxwell who came second and DeChiller sitting in third. So in the Drivers' Championship, Scyther continues his perfect streak, has the most points overall with 85 points. Luke sitting in second with 46. DeChiller starting to find his swing back. He is sitting in third with 37. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull continues their lead with 114 points. Ferrari sits second with 80 points. And Mercedes sitting in third with 60. So while we're getting this stuff figured out, we'll be ready to go. And there we go. Okay, so confusion with terms placement in today. He's actually not in Haas. He is going to be in AlphaTauri. So let's do this. We are ready to go into full quali here. Now, something I should let you folks know. Once qualifying is over, we are going to be going straight on into the race itself. There's going to be no formation lap. The reason being formation lap is off is because there is a new glitch that popped up, and a glitch that's actually pretty damaging. So hopefully EA and Codemasters can fix this pretty quickly so we can turn formation lap back on. But what happens is that you warm up the tires on your formation lap, you get back to your grid spot. Even if you get into your grid spot just perfectly, the tires that you warmed up on, like let's say it's about 195 degrees Fahrenheit, it resets automatically back to its original cold state, which is about 150. So that is actually kind of detrimental. So till the glitch is fixed, we are going to be dealing with just we're going to be dealing with just formation lap off for the time being. So we are here at Miami. This is going to be really good. A brand spanking new track. I'm actually kind of excited. This track is I'm going to say rough shot in the dark. The track itself is about 1,300 miles from my hometown. So this is actually kind of a bit of a so this track being in new track being in the States, kind of a bit near and dear to me. So this is gonna be really good. So anyways, so first out on track is going to be Redfire Tiger. Why is the audio so slow on this? Like you could barely hear him passing by. Yeah, like literally as they pass by, it's like so quiet you can't hear them. Anyway, so Redfire is the first guy out, and he's being joined by a couple people. Maxwell is out. Philadent is out. JDM Haters and Depth Knights are out on track as well. So we're actually going to go on board with Redfire. So let's take a look at this. So this track's only 19 corners, and TB is already disconnected. So here we go. Drags on that drag reduction, heads off into turn number 1. And here we go into the sweeping sections here, up through turn 2. Now up through the long right-hander of turn 3. Gets right into Max's 6th gear. Now up to 5th there. He's just making his way around through turns 8, 9, and 10. And pretty good so far. Through 6 and 7. Now sweeping his way down the DRS straight through turn 10. Just getting it right up into the top speed here. Getting close to 210 miles an hour. Heading into turn number 11. Now this sweeping of turn 12. Seeing right past the fans here. Now this is going to get really tight. 13 through 16. This is going to get really tight here. These guys go to the slow speeds. Lowest I've seen is probably like 45 miles an hour. Rocketing down this back straight. Before turn 13. It looks like he is getting right into that 210 there, heading into 17. And what a rocket event that rocket lap that will be as he comes across the line to set the benchmark, and it is a 28.4 for Redfire. Nice work, very nice work there. Here comes Max now to come across the line. And he's 0.6 off, a 29.0, and Savage has crashed in turn 18. There he is, and actually, yeah. Or is he? Wait, no, that's no, that's him. He's right there. Yep, because there he is, right there, right in turn 18. That's good night to Savage. So Savage will be starting at the back of the grid. So in Q1 we lose since we have 18 as Jack has crashed. This time in turn 6. And there he is. He spun in turn 6. That is highly unusual. 6, that's where he wrecked. Alright, well. So now Jack and Savage are going to be making up row 9, pretty much. As they're pretty much wrecked out of this event. And that's the end of them for qualifying. Well. Did not expect that, especially from Jack. I mean, Jack is a multi-time world champion in Formula 2 and in Formula 1 Tier 2. So Jack's starting at the back. Savage also starting from the back. Savage's most notable history, runner-up in Formula 3 Season 2. Well, anyways, as people have gotten some laps in, so Redfire currently the fastest with a 28.4, Maxwell 29.0, Haters 29.4, Terminal 700's back, also with a 29.4, and Depth Knight 30.0, and Philodin 35. So Philodin right now is the slowest on track. Alright, so we figured out what happened with Savage. He said he put his foot on the accelerator and lost control. That's why he went smashing off into the wall. So we figured out what happened with Savage there. So that's what he told us. Not sure what happened with Jack. But, I mean, like I said before, with what happened to Jack, that's just highly unusual. Alright, so here we go. Let's see what Joe's got. He's actually, as you can see from the symbols here, as he sets the fastest 28.0, Joe is actually on PC. Because yesterday crossplay has been enabled. Well, technically yeah, because crossplay is enabled for time trial this weekend. Is it next weekend or the following weekend? But anyways, crossplay is going to be full blown enabled at the end of August. So yeah, so Joe, it's going to be kind of interesting to see him playing around on this different style setup. So it's interesting. He's currently top of the board right now. So anyways, only one driver is going to be knocked out, is going to be joining Savage and Jack out of Q1. There's only 9.5 minutes left of Q1. And let's see, and currently JPJF now joins as the slowest with a 33.3. I'm thinking he had a problem somewhere, so he's going to have to try again. Looks like he's having some issues with the Red Bull car. So, the question is, was that a smart idea for JPGF to be in that car? You never know. Well, only time will tell, to say the least. But anyways, here's Trat Racer. Racing F2 earlier. Let's see how well how did he do last in F2? Because F2 we were in Miami, also at this track earlier. Let's see, Trat Racer was in Carlin, started 16th in the sprint, finished P4, and then same thing, started P16 in the feature, and finished P5. So Trat Racer altogether scored 18 points in his first F2 appearance. Now, unfortunately, Trat's gonna have to redo. He invalidated it. I'm gonna safely assume it's that very tight chicane right at the end of Sector 2, which is where Ferrari is currently right now. That is Luke, actually, second in the point standings. So that's what he's doing. Now we move on to Stenner, as he's invalidated right in that tight chicane. Must have turned just a little too deep. And now we're into Paulo now. Hopefully with the Twitch chat, I'm hoping Paulo's #1 fan is in the chat. Love to see him make an appearance. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so just take a look at, speaking of which, I'm actually just taking a look at the chat just for the hell of it. Let's see, SV Geffs, just said, boom, mad ting, and, oh boy, little smack talking from the Alpine team principal. Callum has said that Luke is washed, Jack is too goated. So, Callum talking some smack. So, yeah, that's actually pretty funny. Anyways, the Chiller, third in the point standings, has two podiums from last week in the sprint and main race of Imola. Yeah, and that's his 2 podiums for the season so far. So he's doing pretty decently. That's for certain. Looks like Red Fire, who's P2, has called it. Has called it a Q1 whatever for him. So Red Fire should definitely be safe to Q2. Blonde 28.8 and actually 200s clear TB. So that's actually quite interesting there. Depth Knight's still ahead of the Aston Martin and a Red Bull. And the Chiller gets ahead of his teammate. 28.5 puts him P3. So the Chiller more than good to get himself into Q2. Alright, so now up with Paulo. Hoping to put an indent on this track. The last time when he raced in the F2 race earlier, when he raced in F2 earlier, Paulo retired in both races. So maybe Paulo's looking to make amends for his unfortunate finishes earlier. And wow, he is really close to Joe there. 28.1 puts him P2. Very nice run by Paulo. Alright, so looks like we have some more guys coming out on track. Trap Racer, Stenner, JPJF is out again. Chungus has yet to come out onto the track. Luke is out on track now. So currently, Stenner, Trap Racer, Chungus, and Luke have not set a lap yet. There's only under 4 minutes of qualifying left to go here in Q1. So once Q1 is set, we'll move on to Q2, which is only 15 minutes. And then after that is Q3, which is 12 minutes. And then we'll be loading up to the main event itself. As Luke comes across the line and sets a 29.3, that's good enough for P8. Wow, that's a bit of a surprise lap there. So maybe Luke slightly held back. Well, we don't know, to say the least. Well, anyways, Trap Racer starting up a new lap. Like I said a little bit ago, 18 points in F2 just a few hours ago. Let's see what he is capable of on this track. I mean, Trap Racer has been known to working his magic and working his way through the field. I mean, literally, for a guy that manages to work his way through the field, gaining a grand total of 23 spots in 2 races. That's nothing short than impressive. Looks like Polo has went out to the pits. He is all set, so Polo definitely through. Looks like Joe is back out on track again, just to see if he can at least increase that time of his. He's 8/10 clear of his teammate at this present time. Well, here comes Trap Racer to come across the line. It's only a 30.7. That puts him at the bottom of the pile right now. Phil Dent still has his usual time. Stenner actually just got his car P12, 29.6. JPGF was the slowest. beforehand. Now up to P6 with a 28.8. And had he not invalidated right now, he's over almost half a second up. That will put him right around P3 if he hasn't invalidated yet. Well, he's going through. Chungus is actually out on track now. Just catching him now on turn 5. And GP heading into the pit. So Chungus, the last driver left on the track to set a lap. And whatever time he sets is going to determine who is going to join Savage and Jack out of Q1. Because only 15 make it through to Q2, and then 10 goes through to Q3. There comes Chungus now. I mean, literally, this is literally his one and only lap. So let's see what he's got. As everyone's just getting their laps on through. Okay, looks like Depth Knight is going to be finishing up his lap. Here he comes across the line at 28.5, puts him P12. Very nice lap. That's a very nice lap from Depth Knight. And holy, whoa! Chungus just put the Haas P5. I'm speechless. Well, turn P12. Trap Racer, the only person to answer. Left to get his lap through. Now, in Trap Racer's case, he has to beat Philden's time of a 29.9 to get himself through, and it's not improving. He is not improving. He's half a second off. So Trap Racer, Savage, and Jack are going to be knocked out. So we're saying goodbye to a Red Bull, a Alpine, and an AlphaTauri. And now definitely he's gone. He just trashed himself. So Trap Racer wrecks out. Pretty much in almost a similar style that Savage crashed out. So, Trap Racer P16, Savage P17, Jack P18. Alright, so Q1 is complete. Joseph Loki, top of the board. But we'll find out who will be going from Q2 to Q3 right after this. Alright, so here we are up in the Q2 now, and no surprise, just like last time, Red Fire out on track for the first. So, let's see what Red Fire is capable of doing to see if he could try to get himself into Q3. I mean, Red Fire is basically solo now with his teammate out of the event, out of Q1. So let's see if Red Fire can easily make up some issues with the Alpine car. Speaking of Alpine right now, Alpine is currently 6th in the Constructors' Championship with only 15 points to their name. They're 1 point behind AlphaTauri and 1 point ahead of Aston Martin. And, well, hopefully in regards to McLaren, with TB and Joseph Loki about, fingers crossed that they can actually be doing some good this time around, because McLaren is currently 8th in the Constructors with only 12 points. I mean, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we saw the incredible disaster mess that was TB and Egg crashing in the fast chicane in Australia. Az was the only winner of it, getting P9. And then Az and TB got P6 and P10 2 weeks ago in Saudi Arabia. But then unfortunately they scored only 4 points. They only scored a couple points in Imola in the main race. Anyway, so Red Fire invalidates, so we now have to go to somebody else. Let's see. It looks like an Aston Martin is up. So now we move on to JDM Haters. As Red Fire moving clear out of the way to not get in the way of people. So JDM Haters is actually going to be the benchmark for Q2. But the McLarens are saying, hello, we're up and about too. We'll show what we can do too. So, here comes JDM Haters now. As he comes across the line. 29-7 to kick off his Q2 time. Looks like Joe is about to hit now. 27-8. We have hit the 27s now. Philden 29-9. Here comes TB across the line. 28-7. And the Chiller with a 28-3. So TB almost a second off his teammate. And the Chiller half a second behind. PC tax, I call it. Whoa, who just went off? I say PC tax. Here comes Luke now into turn 17. I think Luke could be an easy answer. Oh! Slip of the rear in turn 18, but Luke saves it. Let's see. SV guess. Everyone crashing that corner. Jesus. Yeah. If you want to see some more chaos, as Luke just goes spinning again. So, back to what I was saying. If you want to see some chaos, I recommend heading to our YouTube channel. Same tag as it is with here. RPL underscore XB1. And I recommend watching Q1 of Australia. You'll see more chaos than that. Anyways, moving on. Here we are moving on into now Depth Knight here. Just about to finish his lap. We have 3 people that are like really poor in their times, but we ain't counting those. Luke 42.6 as Depth Knight. Wow, 29.2. Depth Knight's gone faster than both the Aston Martins. So anyway, so Luke 42.6, Maxwell 47.3, and Term with a 2-minute 11 second, and now GPGF with a 34.5. Yeah, that's our ignore times because those are horribly junk. But anyway, so 5 guys are going to be knocked out of Q2 heading into Q number 3. So here we go. Blonde is now on the way. So let's see what Blonde's got as he comes out of the last corner. Let's see what he is capable of as he comes across the line. 28.1 for Blonde. Very impressive timing. 0.3 off of Joe's time. And actually, JPJF does improve it. 27.8. Only 700s clear of Joe's time. Very nice run there. Let's see what Chungus has on it up his sleeve. So he comes around the last corner. All right, he was P5 in Q1. Let's see what he's got this time. Pretty dang close. P6. 28.8. He is 15 thousandths of a second ahead of Maxwell. And Polgar just beat Joe's time. 27.875. He is 500ths off of JP's time. Jeez, literally 700 separate the top 3. Holy wow. Anyway, Stenner's out is out on an outlap. So is Red Fire. Here comes someone flying down the track. There's a Ferrari. As Luke, is that Luke on his outlap? Nope, Luke is, that's Paulo that moved over. Anyway, so Stenner and Red Fire, only 2 yet to set a lap. Luke and Term's gonna improve theirs. So technically at this present time, both Aston Martins are at risk of being knocked out. With one definitely at risk of going. That's Philodent. JDM Haters at risk, Depth Knight at risk as well, and given how close they are, I'm gonna safely say Maxwell has actually Term just wrecked at a turn 8. So Term is gonna be out. He'll be starting P15. I think with how close they are, I don't think Chungus and Maxwell are safe. Nor is TB. I don't think those three are safe either. So, given how close everything is, I think basically P6 down. P6 down to the back. Who knows who will be knocked out? You never know who will be safe and who's not. I mean, the top three, we know they're safe. We know they're safe. And if I had to play safely too, I think not only are the top three safe, but I think P4 Blonde, he's safe too. The Chiller, I think he's comfortable enough to be safe too. But everybody else, who knows? Who knows who's going to be out? And Luke just set the exclamation point on that. 27-4. JP went into the pits. He's all done. So JP definitely through to Q2. Oh, here we go. Ref Fire. He is not doing the chiller and invalidating every lap he's done. So here comes Ref Fire now. Around the last corner and across the line. Puts it P6. 28-2. He is a 10th ahead of the chiller. He's basically put it in between the Mercedes. A 10th ahead of the chiller and a 10th behind Blonde. So yeah, so the Aston Martins are at risk of being knocked out of Q2. Is he okay? He's got the low fuel. That's why Haters is taking so long. But anyways, Depth Knight, Maxwell, Chungus, they're back out on track. Those guys are not safe. That's for sure. If I had to guess who is going to join Term and be knocked out of Q2, I'm going to say both the Aston Martins of Haters and Philodent. Death Knight will probably be knocked out. But as for the last guy, who's going to be the last one knocked out? I'm not saying exactly which one, but I'm going to say at least one. I'm going to say one of the alphas is going to be knocked out. I think Chungus should be able to do something to keep himself out of the bottom 5. And this lap is basically the last chance to do it. In Stenner's case, I think Stenner should have enough time to make it and do another lap. Let's see. Joe is actually out on track now. Blonde staying in the pits. Haters staying in the pits. TB staying in the pits. So Haters is knocked out of Q2. So Haters is out. So Haters will be joining Term out of Q2. So only 3 left to join them. So let's go on to Depth Knight. Go on board with him. Let's see. Can Depth Knight actually do it and get himself into the top 10 as Maxwell goes ahead of TB in P8. There comes Depth Knight across the line. 28.9. It's not enough. 0.05 of a second. Depth Knight. Oh man, Depth Knight is out of Q2. Very, very, very unfortunate for Depth Knight. Was actually having high hopes for him as Philodent spins in turn 3. So Philodent is out of Q2 now as well. And Philodent has retired on the track in front of an AI Chungus. So Chungus, he's going to have his fingers crossed. He's got to have his fingers crossed. Stenner, in Stenner's case, he's got to beat a 28.8 to put himself into 3. Can it be done? I mean, I was definitely right on both Acid Martins being knocked out of Q2. I was right on Depth Knight being knocked out. I mean, my prediction will be full-blown correct if Stenner does not beat Chungus. And can he do it? Here he comes across the line. Oh, wow. You can't be any closer than that. By 0.02 of a second, Stenner eliminates Chungus out of Q2. So Stenner, by the skinniest of his teeth, has made it to Q3. And so is his teammate as well. And Chungus is not happy. I mean, I can't say what he said, but he is frustrated to be knocked out of Q2. So, top 3. Luke leads in Q2 ahead of JPJF and his teammate Paulo as we move on into Q3 to find out who will be snagging pole. Alright, so here we are in the Q3 now, and is Red Fire first up? No, it is not. JPJF is actually first. JPGF is actually first up on, is actually going to be the benchmark guy for Q3. Interesting choice here. So here we go. JPGF. So he's going to be starting his outlap, and let's go on board. With him to start his final outlap of his first outlap of Q3. So let's see what JPJF's got. So let's see what he is capable of as he makes his way through Sector 2. Works his way through into Sector number 2. And actually, new little chat just popped up. Is from AK. He said Jack Mid. So the co-TP of Ferrari talking some smack to Red Bull. Let's see this, and wow. So looks like GP is really letting loose. 26.9 as the fastest, so we're in the 26s now. Paulo 27.1. Joe 27.3. Looks like TB is going to be trying again for another lap. This time actually getting some tow, courtesy of his teammate. That's actually kind of helped him out. Almost 211 miles an hour getting into turn number 11. More chats here. Directed at Owen, aka of AK, from Egg, saying, "Owen, why no racing? I'm deeply upset." So Owen, you got someone a little disappointed in why you're not competing in tonight. Red Fire, 28.6, puts him P5. Now Luke on his outlap, near the end of his outlap. And let's see what we got. Now, if I had to choose the top three, no particular order, Luke, JP, and Paula. That's who the top three is going to be. And I think Luke's going to get pole. But not by much. That's what I think is what's going to happen. It's not going to be by much, but I think Luke's going to snag pole. If he doesn't spin. Let's take a look at our chats with the people that have talked here. Why don't we start up with some of the people that they're still hearing about. Let's start with Callum if he's about. Put in the chat. Who do you think is going to be top three when this is all done? while we wait on his response, let's see, SV Jets, if he's on, who do you got as top 3? Looks like the Chiller, he's gonna be starting up his timed lap. Here we go. Let's see what the Chiller's got. He's going around through turn number 3. Now into the left, right, left at turns 4, 5, 6, 7. Just has to loop around. As he's making his way down through the DRS zone into the braking zone of turn 11. Alright, so, and the Chiller making his charge down through, down the backs, down one of the long straights. And about 2.5 minutes to go. And the Chiller P4. 27.6. Wow. Wow, and oh, there's the door spinning. So Paulo has a new fan. So with me doing the commentary, one of the things I should note is that one of my big supporters when I race and when I do commentary is my girl Isa. Her tag is Isa. She is actually in the chat, and she actually just put in her prediction. And Polo, you have a new fan. My girl is actually cheering for you. My girl's cheering for you. So Polo basically has my fiance backing him. So this is gonna be good. So let's see, as everyone's just coming out onto the track. As Luke is just warming himself up, ready to go for a strong lap. Oh, Polo, hope you're doing good. So here we go. So Luke is going to be starting up his out lap, and we're basically right at the tail end of this event. It's anybody's game. So JP's not going to improve. We know that's for sure. Joe is he going to make it in time? Is he going to make it in time? Yes, he does. And TB's crashed. TB has crashed in turn 8. Oh, come on, TB. You are such a choke job. TB, you're such a choker. Oh, Lord. He's not the only one. That's a Mercedes around. Is that blonde or is that the Chiller? No, this is the Chiller. The Chiller bottled it too. Oh, no. The choke has choked it. Wow. That's almost Stenner. It's gonna be the first of the group to come on down. He hasn't set a lap yet, but here he comes. He is gonna come across the line. And it is P6 28.6 and Brett Fire 27.5. More people are finishing it up. Luke Polo just 8 milliseconds off his teammate Blonde. Blonde doesn't do anything to answer. What about Maxwell? Maxwell P8 28.1. So JPJF, his second race in RPL F1, and he's on pole position. So there it is. So JPJF on pole, Luke second, and Polo P3. So, how will JPJF fare against... So, is JPJF going to be holding up and keeping the Ferraris back? I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, his teammate's starting last, so here we go. So now we will load up for the race. It looks like we have a new person in the chats. Knight says put in. Says Ferrari messed up like usual. Oh boy. Oh Lord. Oh, we would have had a 19th with Zakaria, but unfortunately he got booted from the session. So, oh come on. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be restarting this event because of Zakaria not apparently Zakaria is not around. So Zakaria apparently was supposed to be in it, but he's in the wrong car. So it looks like we're going to be restarting. So bear with us on this. Alright, so we are loading back up. So Sicaria is back in his spot. Actually, Scyther has shown up. So Scyther's shown up. He's in Red Bull, but he'll be starting at the back along with Jack and Sicaria, because Jack and Sicaria and Scyther showed up at the end. Yeah, showed up at the end, and Sicaria's in the wrong car. So anyway, and Jack is actually going to be starting last. Yeah, so Jack's starting last anyway, so it didn't matter. So at the back of the field, P17, 18, and 19 is going to be Jack, Scyther, and Sicaria. So now we are loaded up into the race. So now we just wait on the lobby host, which is Luke. He'll ready up first. And as I mentioned it multiple times, if anyone readies before Luke, they are looking at a 10-second time penalty. So there's your grid. So there's your grid here. We're about to start up. We're going to be going into just lights out, and we will be off and running again. Here we go. The 5 lights come on to start the Miami Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go. And it looks like JPM had a really good start up against Luke, maybe not. Luke is getting himself ahead into turn number 1. Joe actually up there, and Polo bumps into JPGF. Bit of a corning effect behind, and we have a cargo round. That is Red Fire spins out, and multiple cars involved in this. And we have, and Joe's out already. We have a big mess at the start of the event. And that is the end of a McLaren Joseph Loki done in turn number 3, and just a huge mess. I mean, literally, TB wrecked. TB has wrecked. Yeah, so TB is wrecked. Jack has major damage. Red Fire spun out. I'm not sure if he's damaged. Is he looking okay, or I don't know. Dep Knight has no wings, so Dep Knight in trouble. And we had a VSC to start off for this. And hard to believe, because of that whole disaster mess. And actually, someone just went off. Somebody just went off wide in a turn number 11. I think that was Haters. Okay, so it looks, and Haters has damage. Jeez, so lots of cars damaged, and just a massive amount. Wow, that was just wild. So, disaster for JPJF, because he's just trying to recoup some of his losses. He's in P7 now, just battling against Blonde. Blonde actually bails onto the pit, so Blonde may have been damaged early on. Yeah, so Blonde getting some repair jobs done, and actually lots of people coming in. JDM Haters is in, Dep Knight's in, Jack is in, and he's already got a penalty on him. Jack's speeding in the pits. So, and oh no, there goes Luke. Luke spins from the lead in turn 6. This goes wide and just catches the curb, and he just goes spinning out in turn 7. And Luke has fallen to P5. And look who's just inherited P4 and P3. I mean, literally, looking at this group here, until JPJF just took it from Maxwell, from second to sixth, it was all Ferrari Academy cars. So Paulo in second place ahead of Chungus. Luke actually just gets past Stenner to put himself back into P4. Wow. This is just a nightmare and a half. It looks like Blonde has gone around again. This time out of turn, yeah, just in turn 8 now. So disaster just hitting some of these guys here. Looks like Savage is around in the tight chicane of turns 14 and 15. So the Chiller is actually in the lead with the fastest lap. So it is, after that little mess and a half, it is the Chiller leading from Polo, Chungus, Luke, Stenner, JPJF, Maxwell, Scyther, Term, and Zakaria. And Red Fire starting to do his recovery run. He is up in the P11, just getting past Philodent. And Savage is in the pits now. We are just on board with the Red Fire, just getting his bearings up onto the track. Can we have a battle for the lead, perhaps? As Paulo is in pursuit of the Chiller, and Blonde has left the lobby. So one Mercedes down. We got one Mercedes down, and Haters has spun in turn 3. Looks like we're going to have a fight on our hands for the lead between the Chiller and Paulo. I mean, this is going to be really good. Can Paulo, see if Paulo can get past the Chiller. The Chiller, known for being a little rough in his defense. I mean, literally, he'll race you hard. It looks like no challenge at all. Paulo has inherited the lead. Paulo is leading, but a crossover by the Chiller as they make the way out of the final corner, and Polo technically had the lead for that lap, and the Chiller retakes the lead, and this time Luke, who got the fastest lap of the event, is now up against Chungus for P3 right now. The question is Chungus going to move over to let Luke through? Despite that spin, just about a lap ago, just 2 laps ago, Luke is getting back into the swing of it to try to see if he can get past Chungus to try to help his teammate. I mean, literally, this battle between these two is going to get pretty good as Polo makes it down the inside, gets ahead of the Chiller, and heads into turn 11 with the lead and keeps a better launch out. So Polo back in the lead again in turn number 11 as they make their way through the chicane here of turns 13 and 14, 14 and 15, now into the back, this main long straight. This is where the Chiller is really going to have that DRS come into effect here. As he is just roaring his way down, getting that DRS wide open, getting to around 205 miles an hour, but not close enough to make an attack. And Luke has cleared Chungus to get into P3. So now Polo leads the event. So let's take a look at the stops here. As it looks like we have an issue. Now, basically from Philodent down, they have all stopped. They've all made their first stop. So Chungus actually taking a chance on the soft tires. Scyther, Maxwell, Term, they start on the hard compound tires. And everyone else in that top 12 on the mediums to start. Didn't get the chance to see what the others were on. And actually, Savage has crashed. Has he crashed? No. Yeah, he has. And we have a safety car. Safety car deployed. Safety car deployed because of Savage's crash. There he is. He is just wrecked in the middle of that back straightaway. So, Paulo. So, Paulo will lead the field for safety car. That is for certain. Now, Paulo's coming in. The Chiller's staying out. His teammates coming in. Ferrari double stack. These guys are both coming in. This may actually hold Luke up just a tiny bit, as Paulo's getting a wing change done along with that with the tires. So that's gonna hold Luke back quite a bit. And Paulo is gonna come out. He's coming back out on track now. He's gonna come out P8. Red Fire. So Chungus P8, Red Fire P9, Luke P10, Sicario P11. So a lot of these guys are coming out. Looks like Jack is gonna have to wait so he can actually serve that time penalty he had for speeding into pits earlier. So Termers just asks, how has he crashed on the straight? Well, I wish I knew. Looks like Chungus has disconnected. Gotta bring him back. So here is our top 10 after the pit stops were done. So the Chiller is going to be your leader. JPJF is in second. Then it's the Alfa Romeo pair of Stenner and Maxwell, P3, P4. Scyther started dead last, by the way. He's up in the P. Well, actually, he was P5, but now up into P4. So I guess Maxwell must have dumped it again. Term is up to P6. Polo in P7, Chungus in P8, Redfire P9, and Luke is in P10. Rest of the grid, it is Zakaria, TB, Blonde, Depth Knight, Philodent, Jack, and Haters. So for those that just joined us, we had a unique qualifying. It was JPJF that scored pole position in his second RPL F1 race, with the two Ferraris, Apollo and Luke being P2 and P3, and then it was just a cluster crack of multiple people crashing and spinning in the first in turn 3. We lost one guy, Joseph Loki, out of the event. And the reason we're on the safety car is because in that back straight, in that main long straight in Sector 3, this Savage just wrecked on the straight. And TB is complaining, said murdered in Australia, murdered. Jeddah, very good, P7. Imola didn't race. And TB, more insult to injury, just got a 5-second penalty. We just lost 3 people all at once. We just lost JPGF and like 3 other people all in one shot. We just lost JP, Term, Chungus, and like, yeah, we just lost a shit ton of people. Alright, so safety car in this time. So hopefully people are going to be joining back in just in the nick of time for this restart. The Chiller is in control of the field. As, looks like Phil Dent has returned. No, not Phil Dent. He hasn't returned. Everybody is. So only a couple people have lagged out. Anyways, the Chiller in control. So is GP. And off he goes. We're back underway here in Miami. So here we go. So the Chiller leads JP. There comes quite a few people. And there goes a two-spinner. Both Red Bulls have spun out. And Polo's crashed out. Might have another safety car, perhaps. Polo knocked out by JP. And JP tags Term, almost taking him out. Jeez. That was just a mess and a half, but we just had both Red Bulls go spinning, Scyther and JP, and Polo just... I don't know what happened on JP's end. I mean, he went spinning. Did JP come back on track in an unsafe manner, and it caused Polo's DNF? And, well, there's Maxwell spinning. Oh, no, that's Stenner that spun. I thought that was Maxwell again. And, oh! And we got an even bigger wreck. This time, Stenner loses it and collects Luke. Luke in heavy disrepair. So now Luke trying his best. He's gonna have to try to salvage something. There comes a bunch of gang of cars. And Luke moving out of the way. Oh! Luke just went airborne. Luke just went airborne, being sandwiched into the wall. Jeez, this is just disasters. Flying all over the place. Now Luke is coming back into the pits. At least salvage something. And Stenner into the pits for as well. No wing and everything, so Ferrari falls apart. The Chiller takes the lead, has the lead, over 5 seconds clear of JP. Haters in trouble yet again. The Chiller isn't leading the charge. I mean, literally at the disaster, at the disaster, at the disaster. Literally, the Chiller just leading off with a 5-second lead over the Red Bulls. And Maxwell is actually on point in 3rd place right now. Looks like an issue in at the start sector 3. That is Term in trouble. Now, I'm not gonna be the optimistic one, but if the Chiller somehow manages to pull off a win, if he does do that, I mean, let's just say hypothetical that happens, it'll be the first Mercedes win since Belgium last season, where Cryptic managed to win Belgium after Flynn got a penalty, and well, maybe we might have a free pit stop, perhaps. Red Fire has crashed in turn number 2. Red Fire crashes in turn number 2 at the entrance of turn number 3. No safety car deployed. That is 4 gone now. Red Fire out. Dang. So 4 drivers now out after just messes in the first couple literally in the first 3 corners. I mean, we had Red Fire crash out in the entrance of turn number 3. We had Joe wreck in turn number 3. Paulo crashes in turn number 1. Only difference is Savage because he just wrecked out on a straightaway. That's Term now. Dead last. The Chiller leading comfortably. Looks like our closest battle. Looks like some of our closest battles is actually at the back end of the points positions. We have Zakaria and Depth Knights putting some pressure on TB. That's a 3-way fight for P8. Now Depth Knight, by the way, should Depth Knight get a finish where he is, it's going to be the first points for the Williams team. That's for certain. And Maxwell, oh my God. Maxwell spun out in turn 8. All the way to last to P11 now. So Maxwell out of it now. And currently, check out who's in P3 right now. Chungus is in P3. P5. Scyther hanging strong in P4. He's catching up to Chungus. Just put some pressure on P3. Now we have trouble in turn 1. Sector 1. That is actually Haters again having problems. This time in turn 5. Jeez. I think in regards to spins and crashes, I think I talked about Haters more than anybody else. Haters is just not having a good day at all. And Maxwell just got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Thinking something. Oh, I think I know what happened. Something must have happened in the final straight, in that chicane, and contact between Chungus and Scyther. Well, Scyther up into P3 now. Oh. Chungus up in the P4 right now. Let's take a look at the tire marks here, and looking at this, Maxwell, Scyther, JP, and the Chiller have yet to pit. So those guys have yet to pit. Everyone else has pitted. Let's take a look at some of the biggest shakers and losers here. So far, our two biggest shakers is Scyther. Started dead last, he's up to P3, gained to 16 positions, and Jack up 12 positions after starting P8. Luke currently the biggest loser with only 10. And speaking of Blonde, Blonde actually just got thrown out again. So Blonde is just not being able to stay in it, that's for sure. He's just getting thrown out almost all the time. This is like the third time he's been thrown out. But anyways, so the Chiller is still in the lead. But that 5-second lead is starting to fall away. Now, it's now 3.1 seconds behind, ahead of JP. JP is starting to slowly catch. And I guess it's because maybe the hard tires are starting to catch in a grip for JP. But no, he's on the same tire compound anyways. But JP is 4.5 seconds ahead of Scyther though, and Chungus same. Well, Chungus is on fresher hards, so I mean basically the sense. Once the top 3 pit and Chungus keeps his pace up, Chungus is actually going to lead this race. So actually things are being quiet as the moment. It looks like Stenner has crashed in turn number 3. He has no wing. That's a good night there. And Haters yet again spins out, this time at the exit of turn 7. So the Chiller's still on point with the lead right now. Depth Knight right now is challenging Zakaria for P8. Zakaria out of DRS range against that's actually a fun little fight there. Depth Knight right up the tail of Zakaria. Can he get it done? Literally, he has no ERS, and same with Zakaria. He's just basically out of ERS, and Depth Knight just can't get it done. So Depth Knight is probably gonna have to use these tricky corners to try to trick Zakaria into a mistake, and then take advantage in the first DRS zone. And Luke actually just cleared Philodent to take P11, but he's got over 9 seconds to catch Maxwell to get back into the points. But at the moment, currently for the main Ferrari team, disasters have been striking them down. in regards to Mercedes, Mercedes is actually firing on all cylinders. And no lie, currently in regards to some of the best drivers, I mean, currently at this present time, Chungus is actually impressing. I mean, literally, Chungus, once the top three pit, Chungus is basically going to inherit the lead. I mean, comparing the Chiller to Chungus, Chungus is 8 seconds behind the Chiller right now. And Chungus can go the rest of the race on this set of hard compound tires if he chooses to. He's on 12-lap old hards. He pitted under the first safety car. So, I mean, anything can go with this one, to say the least. And looking at the penalties here. JPJF, oh god, Chungus has crashed it. Crashed out of the lobby. Come on. Chungus just cannot stay in. But anyway, so look at the penalties. Chungus, Blonde, Term have 3 seconds of penalties. TB, JP, and Stenner have 5 seconds. JP's is because of colliding with Polo that resulted in Polo's DNF. Now that means Blonde is going to easily pick the bones of the AI Chungus and take 4th place, and Blonde is going to inherit possibly the lead. And there he goes. Actually, JP has pitted, but his stop's gonna take a lot longer. He's gotta serve the 5-second penalty. And it is Salsa he's gonna go on. So JP is actually going to lose quite a bit of, time here. Where's he gonna come out? Looks like he's gonna come out behind. Looks like he's gonna come out just ahead of, he's gonna come out ahead of Luke in P9. So JP's got some work to do. Well, Chungus is back in the race. He's back in the lobby. And will he take the car back over? Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. But anyways, Blonde is in P3, 7 seconds behind almost 8 seconds behind Scyther, and JP is crashed in turn number 8, and it triggers a safety car. So that is actually picture perfect timing for the Chiller and Scyther. JP has wrecked in turn 8. So talk about timing for these guys. And unfortunate for Red Bull. With one Red Bull done, this is going to blow the doors of this event wide open. Now everyone is going to come in, that's for certain. So the Chiller is going to be ahead of Scyther. Chungus is actually going to be just behind Blonde for P4. Jack sitting up in P5. Everybody's coming on in. So anything can happen in this event, to say the least. And actually, Depth Knight actually had a wicked great pit stop. He jumps he actually jumped TB as Zakaria on the pit stop. Alright, so here is our grid now. So it is the Chiller that is leading from Scyther, Blondes in P3, Chungus P4, Jack P5, Depth Knight P6, TB P7, Zakaria P8, Lucanson P9, and Philden in P10. And the last four, it is Maxwell, Haters, Term, and Stenner. And actually, Chungus is back in the pits. Chungus is back in the pits. Wonder why. Oh! He said that he was getting new sauce, but the sauce he got put on the sauce on the race he started it, where he started it. Now he's back out. And he just got thrown out again. And it looks like, well, Blonde's coming in now. Well, this is interesting. So Blonde's coming out. Blonde's just come in and we just lost Jack and Depth Knight. And bye. And yeah, Tip Knight's AI just got DQ'd. Yeah, sound is really off in this one. And, the race has been pretty much in scrutiny, because two drivers just lagged out, and they just, literally, their AI just decided to just stop. And here we go, off we go. And the Chiller leads away from Scyther. Jag battling with Luke for P3. Max on Philden battling for P5. There's TB up against Philden. And they make contact, and there goes TB! Now that looked like... Now, I hate to say it, but that was TB's fault, unfortunately, because of that. And whoa, we got trouble. Term just took haters out. Oh, good God. That was TB's fault on Philden against Philden because he drifted up into Philden's path, and Philden just had nowhere to go. And in turn took haters out, I think. Anyway, so Stenner's got himself a penalty. Luke is in pursuit of Scyther to try to get in the second place. We're on board. And oh, the Chiller gets very loose. Just nearly dumps it. Makes Scyther and Luke react. And the Chiller somehow just keeps the lead. And there goes Jack right behind. See if he can get himself into the podium place. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Stenner into the pits now. Jeez Louise, everything's just falling apart here. And there goes Hater spins out again. Oh my God. And Stenner's out of the race. He's in the pits, he's out of the race. Jeez. What is going on here? Here's the Chiller up again. Can the Chiller hold his own? And Haters just crashes out. In turn 5, no safety car. Looks like Term is up against Philden, gets himself in a P6. On board with them. Scyther's still hunting down the Chiller. Five laps to go now. Battle between Philden and Term for P6. Philden puts the block on Term. Term decides to go inside. Can Term secure the deal? Yes, he does. Term up in this P6. Philden up in the P7. Here we go. Looks like we might have a fight for the lead. The Chiller covers the inside. Scyther getting a better inside. What'll Scyther do here? See what Scyther's got. Can he make an attack? Make it stick. Here comes Luke. The ball. Here goes Scyther down the inside. Takes the lead from the Chiller. And into the lead. Goes Scyther. And Luke in pursuit. To try to see if he can get P2. The Chiller putting up a staunch defense. Luke will inherit the fastest lap. Here goes Luke down the inside. Just slings it on in. And he is through. Maybe? Yes! It's Luke up into P2. 4 to go. this. Can Luke catch Scyther? I guess not, because Scyther has just ripped through his ERS to get almost 2 seconds ahead of Luke. Yeah, Scyther is just roaring through his ERS just to keep Luke behind, and literally out of turn 7, Luke was 1.1 seconds behind, and that lead has nearly doubled. And Scyther just roaring off. Looks like we had trouble. That is trouble there, and looks like Blonde in trouble in turn 1. Blonde's falling to P9. Luke battling with the Chiller. That's not what Luke would want. Be battling against the Chiller, but unfortunately, Zeg said in the chat, the race is over. Scyther's gonna win yet again. Looks like more trouble again. Who is it this time? Looks like it's Philodent has spun out. Yeah, it's Philodent in trouble. Well, that's unfortunate there. So Scyther almost 4 seconds clear of Luke. And anytime he gets some straightaway, Scyther just opens that ERS. Oh, here we go. With 2 to go, only thing Luke can hope for to possibly get a win is this Scyther basically spins out. Well, Maxwell just gets himself another penalty. Actually, he has a penalty. You know, it's just his first 3-second penalties. So basically, where these guys are, this is basically where it's going to end, to say the least. So Scyther on point to getting basically his 5th straight win of the RPL season. Luke, if I read it right, he's looking for his 3rd second place in his tenure. Chiller looking for his 2nd podium in tracks, but 3rd podium overall this season. Jack Knight doing pretty decently to get 4th. Maxwell, nice work with him being P5. And actually Zakaria, by the way, in a Haas, P9. Not bad for him. And the last guy doing decently alright, Philodent. Philodent, brand debut event, and he's going to be getting a point. As TB just cleared, looks like TB and Blonde are battling for P7. But as we are in the final lap, I mean, even if Blonde gets past TB, Blonde's going to lose the spot anyways. And Blonde sends TB wide. And Blonde keeps that P7. As we're going on through, and TB, oh come on TB, you choked! You had a chance for a P7 and you just choked it by spinning. But as he comes out through this straight for the final time, he missed qualifying completely. On the restart, started dead last, and because of luck and just absolute pure chaos, Scyther wins number 5. 5 for 5. Scyther wins in Miami. Luke comes across the line. He will get P2. DeChiller P3. Here comes Jack across the line. He will have P4. Maxwell will get P5. And now, here comes Term. Was on loan for tonight's race, and he will get a decent. He'll get a decent finish of P6. Blonde, just things not going his way, but he is actually going to be safe and in the good clear air of P7. Meanwhile, TB just messes and a half he's been involved in will get P8. Zakaria will have P9, and as he's going through in the last section, through the sector 2, Philden will get P10. Good Lord Almighty. And I think, yeah, Scyther's got it. Yeah, he got fastest lap too. So Scyther so far 5 for 5 and perfect. Scyther wins. Luke second, DeChiller third. What a chaotic event. I mean, we had lag outs, we had AI causing disasters, everything. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what's going to come out from that event. But Scyther perfect again. 5 for 5 this time. Luke second, DeChiller third, Jack 4, Maxwell 5, Term 6, Blonde 7, TB 8, Zakaria 9, Philodent 10. And that is going to conclude the stream for tonight. So next week, here's where it gets unique. We enter round 5, which after the event will be the halfway point for F2 and F1 Tier 2. F1 Tier 2 will actually be at this track here in Miami. F2 will be racing around Silverstone, while F1 will be at Barcelona, Catalunya in Spain. So, from RPL Streets, this is Ty and I will saying good night and have a good one.